Good afternoon over here in Australia. All right, so let's get started. At the moment, I'm just putting on my primer, which is from L'Oreal Paris. Jeez. You're gonna make sure you get it everywhere. Blend it all out. Now I am putting on another L'Oreal Paris product. It is my foundation from True Match. I've had no issues with this foundation at all as of yet, and I've done quite a few looks using it. Also got some time to talk. How is everyone? How are you going? Kind of had a quick beginning there, but hello. Yes, for new people, my name is Megan. I'm a bit random on YouTube at the moment. It's a bit on and off. I'm more constant on my Instagram, which is just megsamillion_94. Alright, so what we're going into next is a powder foundation that I got from MAC. I think it's a MAC Studio. I don't like just pure foundation on its own simply because I find it to be too shiny. I prefer the matte look the most. So I just like to make sure that I push it into the foundation and make sure it covers everywhere. Now, this is a good subject to talk about actually. Most people either prefer a eye primer. I really prefer the idea of using concealer. The concealer I'm using is from CoverGirl, the lightest shade that I could find. I do have a normal concealer obviously for when I want to do under my eyes. I think it's from Makeup Revolution, not sure on that one. But for doing my eyeshadows, I 100% use concealer. So what I'm doing now is I don't have a setting powder either at the moment. I do have one coming. What I do to set my eyes instead is I just use a white eyeshadow. Okay, now I had to cut a lot of this out because this was originally an hour-long video cut down to whatever it is at the moment. So what I'm doing is I'm using, I think it's either the James Charles palette or the Cheetah OMFG3 palette. I think I use both in this one. The Cheetah palette just gives me a bit more of a variety color-wise. I do not really do eyeliner very well. I find I get a better winged look if I just do it in eyeshadow. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting the edges of my eye look with my eyeshadow. I'm going into on top of the eyelid now once I'm happy with my edges. It is a bit tricky to do my eyelids as I don't have that nice almond eye and I don't have the nice oval or round eye. I think I've got what they call a dip. Basically the outside of my eyelid has a dip in it. It's not the best, but I work with what I've got. Yeah, I had to cut a lot out of this as it went for a very long time as I am very pedantic on my eyes and how they look. What I'm doing now is putting the black accents on. I tried to do a cheetah look, however, didn't really work as well. Now, you may ask, Megan, why didn't you just use eyeliner to do the black bits? The answer is, I didn't think about it at that point of time. I got to work, looked at myself in the many mirrors that we've got there, and realised, it would have looked better and it would have been so much more easy if you had just used black eyeliner. But hey, you learn from your mistakes, which I did the other day when I went to do my scary look. I used black eyeliner instead of using eyeshadow. When I did a beauty mini course kind of thing, I learned a few tips and tricks. The lady said whatever you do on top, make sure you do on the bottom. It's more of an accent kind of thing. It just puts the whole look together, I guess. I did end up putting a little bit of black on the inside of my eye. I wish I didn't, but I did. All right, moving on to the eyelashes. Now, I use magnetic eyelashes. I do not use the glue ones because there would be nothing happening there. Don't like glue. Magnetic eyelashes are amazing. Absolutely love using them. They're easy to put on, they're easy to take off. The only thing I have concerns with the eyelashes are if you put them in too close towards your nose, they do get a bit scratchy on your eye or on your nose. So you've got to make sure that you do put them in the right placements. So I tend to put mine a bit more towards the outside of my eye, which when you do that, make sure that you do put that little bit extra of the magnetic eyeliner outwards so that it does stick down for you. Now, the two mascaras you just saw me use, the bottom eyelash was a Revlon waterproof. The one that I'm using now will be getting thrown out because I used it and it made my eyes feel like a burning sensation. So that was the BYS Malibu. So bye bye, BYS Malibu. All right. Attempt number 1. Nope. Let's try again. It is a bit tricky to get them in the right place, especially since they're magnetic all the way along. Take a breather. It does get easier the more you use them. Ta-da! 1 on. And then we have 2. And I do push that inside a bit in. There we go. Moving on to a bit of floofing of the eye. I can't quite remember if I put a little bit of yellow on the top. This look was done quite a while ago and I've only just got to editing it now. But just so it's not so harsh, I did try to blend out the top just a little bit so you do, cover that empty space between your eyelid and your eyebrow. So just trying to floof some of that out with my blending brush. So I think all my brushes at the moment are bamboo brushes. So one is actually from Bamboo and the other set is from a company called Eco Tools. Absolutely fantastic. All right, what we're doing now is my eyebrows. Now, I do not use those liquid eyebrow products because they're just not my thing. It makes my eyebrows feel so yucky and not real. So what I use is the brown from the James Charles palette. It's all the way on the top right-hand corner if you have it. I just get my angled brush and I fill them in. Now, eyebrows are not twins. I know lots of people prefer them to be twins, but they're not. So mine are sisters. Moving on to the blush. I've just got a cheap blush from a store called Big W here in Australia. It's from their, I think it was $2 from their own brand called Be Beauty. And then what I'm doing now is my version of contouring. I don't contour at the moment, but I will be as it's a part of one of my assessments in my beauty course. What I do at the moment is I just kind of put it underneath where I've put the blush with a bronzer. I think I go to grab another one as I've bought a couple new ones to try. I think I go with my matte bronzer. As much as I love glitter, I'm a total glitter girl, but Yeah, I prefer the matte finish. Like, my eyes can have as much glitter as they want. I absolutely love highlighter as well. That will be coming up shortly. But yeah, I make sure I do my hairline just to cover up some of that foundation that made its way through the top bits of my hair. Oh, see, there we go. That was the highlighter. I don't use a highlighting brush. I use a brush that I bought from a company called Daiso. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that's the brush that I use, and I've had absolutely no issues with it at all. Works fantastically. You can do a straight line, and then you just curve it up. I am going to try using some liquid highlighters um, in the future, some point. What I'm doing now is I'm just putting a little bit of highlighter underneath my eyebrow just to give it a bit more, I guess you could say, pop to it or definition. I don't know. I just put it there because it's got glitter in it and I like it. Now, I tried to do an ombre look and it did not work at all. I don't like BYS, and that's what I'm using is the BYS matte lipsticks, and they are awful. Absolutely awful. So they are also being thrown out with the BYS Malibu mascara. Um, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to order some of the lip creams that I've got from Sopfeel. Yes, I mean Sopfeel, not Popfeel. Um, their lip creams are absolutely fantastic to use. They don't feel like you're wearing anything and they're just so creamy and nice. The other thing that I use the bejeebus out of is their skin foundation skin base, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's the same as a primer, but it's just so good to use. You don't have to use much. I know you don't normally use much when you come with your primers, but this stuff is just amazing. Anyway, coming up to the end of this video, thank you for joining me with my attempt of Cheetah Look today. I hope to see you all in the next video that I put up at some point. Feel free to leave a comment. It can be nasty, it can be nice. It's your choice, your opinion, and it's also my choice and my opinion whether or not to listen or reply. Thank you very much. Good night, my millionaires!